If t is period of a function f of x, then integral from a to b f of x dx is equal to integral from a plus nt to b plus nt f of x dx, where n is an integer. This is one of the shifting properties of definite integrals. But in this property, only the limits of integration are shifted. The integrand remains the same. And this can happen only if the given integrand is a periodic function. Let's prove this definite integral property algebraically. Let's take the right hand side of this definite integrals property and call it I1. We introduce a new transformation by putting x is equal to y plus nt, where n is an integer and t is the period of the function. Taking differential on both sides, we get dx is equal to dy. Now let's rearrange the limits of integration according to the new variable y. When x approaches a plus nt, then y approaches a, and when x approaches b plus nt, then y approaches b. Let's explain it. As x is equal to y plus nt, x is equal to. When x is equal to a plus nt, then we get y is equal to a, and t has been cancelled from both sides. Likewise, when x is equal to b plus nt, we get y is equal to b. So the integral I1 can now be written as I1 is equal to integral from a to b f of y plus nt into dy. Dx has been replaced by dy, x has been replaced by y plus nt, and the limits of integration have also been changed. Now this integral I1 can be written as integral from a to b f of y dy. Here f of y plus nt, f of y plus nt has been put against f of y, and this is the step we are to investigate in the proof of this definite integrals property. As f of x has period t, so by definition we can write f of x plus t is equal to f of x. This is the definition of periodic function. The new thing is we can write f of x plus nt is equal to f of x, where n belongs to z. If f of x plus t is equal to f of x, then f of x plus nt is also equal to f of x. Let's explain it using an example. As we know that t is equal to 2 pi is period of function f of x is equal to sine of x. So we can write f of x plus 2y is equal to sine of x. We can also write f of x plus 4 pi is equal to sine x, x plus 6 pi is equal to sine x, and sine of x plus 8 pi is equal to sine of x. We can write sine of x plus 2 pi as x plus 1 into 2 pi. Likewise, 4 pi can be written as sine of x plus 2 into 2 pi. Sine of x plus 3 into 2 pi, 6 pi can be written as 3 into 2 pi. X plus 8 pi can be written as x plus 4 into 2 pi. Now we generalize it and write sine of x plus n into t is equal to sine x. Here, note that here are the integers 1, 2, 3, 4. We generalize and write n instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 pi is the period of f of x, so we can replace it by t. So sine of x plus nt can be written as sine of x. That is, we can write f of x plus nt is equal to f of x. So this is the reason why we have written f of y plus nt is equal to f of y. Now this integral can be written as I1 is equal to a to b f of x dx, because if the limits of integration are same, then the name of variable in definite integrals can be changed by this property. So now we put the value of I1 and we get the property integral from a plus nt to b plus nt f of x dx is equal to a to b f of x dx, and this is the proof.